Hey there, Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and a new paper crafting video. Today I'm sharing with you Easy Wonder die number 3. What's the big deal with this die? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you why I love it, why it's so easy, and the super cool thing you can get for free that goes with this die that I am in love with. I've already made a ton of cards with this die set. I'm going to share all of those with you. I'm going to tell you all about this die, the add-ons, and then we're going to make a card together so you can really see how easy it is and super fun to use. So first things we need to do is check out this die set. Now, this die was designed by Lynn of LV Handcrafted in conjunction with the Not Too Shabby Shop. Here it is in all its glory. It is a one-piece die. This is designed for you to take this one die and put it on a piece of 6x6 patterned paper. Then it's going to die cut out all these pieces that make it easy for you to create a card. There's even a couple card samples on the back of the packaging. You can even get a tutorial video when you purchase this die set that's going to give you instruction and ideas from the creator of the die, Lynn Vaughn. Okay, so now I want to show you what that postal grid looks like that cuts out of this die, which is kind of the focal point of it. It looks like this. It measures about 3.5 inches by 4 3/4. You can use it in all different directions, and there are dies surrounding that postal grid on the Easy Wonder die that you can layer into those squares. Okay, there are add-ons for this. So this is the add-on die set. I love these 4 shape dies in particular because they allow you to layer things up on your postal grid. This die right here that I'm pointing out also lets you create any size postal edge that you want for your A2 size card. Very cool. And you've got a lot of other fun elements in that die set that kind of have a postal theme. There's a coordinating 2-piece stencil that allows you to shade in color onto your postal grid, create a postal striped envelope type edge, and even a bokeh effect. So you can see here what it looks like with 1 layer and then with 2 layers. Very cool. I am using this stencil in today's project too. There is also an add-on stamp set that is postal themed with like postal cancellation, lots of fun things. Now we're going to look at all the cards I've already made. The first set that I made, I used this Summer Donuts paper pad from the Not Too Shabby Shop. I love this page that has the cutouts you can use. I also cut out my patterned paper and that postal grid from this paper pad. I've used stuff from the add-on die set on top of my postal grid here that you can see, and I've used the stamp set. I used that 25 cents. I did some splattering and some shading, and you can see I'm kind of working outside the bounds of the postal grid with that big donut covering multiple squares. I love this look. It's one of the fun ways you can use this. Here's another one. I included the envelope from the add-on die set. I made a little shaker on this one. I used Greetings from Paradise from the stamp set, and you might notice there in the background, I've offset a second postal grid behind it for a stacked up fun kind of look. Isn't that cool? I love this. Okay, now let's take a look at the card made with the pineapple donut. Very fun. This reminds me of like sending a pineapple home from Hawaii, and I just had fun adding in elements from the add-on die set, that little airplane with glitter paper. I love it. And the word fragile from the stamp set. Okay, now here's the one with the donut like that's from the seaside. There's a couple images in the stamp set that are nautical. So I used those, and I even used the add-on die set to cut out elements from the pattern paper to fill in that postal grid. So fun. So there's my 4 cards that are without this next thing, which is a printable that Lynn of LV Handcrafted designed specifically for the Easy Wonder die, which is why I'm so obsessed with this die, because of this printable that she created. You're going to take your Easy Wonder die, put the flagged corner in the top right corner of this pattern paper. It's going to cut out the postal grid for you and also those images around it with the corresponding shapes that you can then use those cute dragons and put them inside the squares of the postal grid. It's going to cut them out perfectly for you. It is so genius. It makes card making so easy. You can even download the sentiments. Now, the one that's free is the one I just showed you, but there's 3 other printables with these cute dragons, including the sentiments, that cost a very minimal price, and you can have them, download them, print them out as many times as you want, which I just love. So I made 3 cards with this printable. Now you'll notice the one on the end there is gridless. I didn't even use the postal grid. I just used those printables, and I also used the stencil in the background to make a little bokeh effect over that amazing printable pattern paper. I think these printables are genius. Okay, so here's the third one I made. It has a little shaker in it, and I just think these are so fun and so easy to make. Now, this printable in particular is the most special to me. It's called Ice Cream Time. I helped design this with Lynn. I love food with faces for my crafty project, so we thought this would be really fun for summer. So I'm going to take the die, I'm going to lay it on there, I'm going to cut it out so you can see exactly what I'm talking about and how this works. It is so much fun. Plus you have the extra images all around there that you can cut out with the add-on die set and use on your cards. I've already made some cards with this, so let's take a look at those. This one I put on top of a full panel shaker, and I did use the printable that has the sentiments in it that you can also purchase. I added some wiggly eyes, and I really stayed within the bounds of that postal grid. Now here's one, again, not on the postal grid, but the background paper I did cut with that straight die that allows you to make a postal edge on any size paper. Very cool. And I use those extra images around the outside of the Easy Wonder Guide. So here again, we have the postal grid. I've added the sentiment. I've added some images there, and I did a little shaker. I just love this ice cream printable. I love the words that you can have go with it. They're lots of fun. They're, they kind of make people smile or even giggle. So here's another full panel shaker, and I used elements again from the add-ons, and even the word hugs is from one of the add-ons for Easy Wonder die number 1, I believe. That's a test. But yeah, if you haven't seen Easy Wonder die number 1 or 2, I have videos for those. I'll link them for you below. Okay, let's go ahead and die cut this out for real so you can see what it looks like. So you can see I'm just fitting it within the bounds of that really fine white line. And if you kind of center it in there the best you can, it's going to work out great. The edge of the images in here are slightly faded out. So if you get your die a little hair over to one side or the other, it's still going to work out for you. So I'm laying this on my die machine. I kind of cut around that biggest piece so I didn't have to run the whole page through my die machine. And then you'll see how this cuts this out and why it's so amazing. So here we have our postal grid there at the bottom, and then you can see these extra pieces we can use to add on to our card. And then we have all those cute images. The die cut them out for us, and they're going to fit inside those squares of the postal grid. So think about how quick and easy this makes making a card, right? If you need to throw together a birthday card, you stick these on, you stamp happy birthday, put it on a card, boom, you're done, ready to go. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so I'm going to use some of the add-on things today to really dress this up. But now that you can see those die-cut pictured pieces, those like ephemera type pieces, you can see how I could die cut out from the add-on layers that can go behind these pieces. And it really helps to dress it up. Okay, so for today's project, I'm also going to include some of the images from the bottom part of the paper, the part that's around the Easy Wonder Guide, and add those to my card as well. So you have more options besides just what the Easy Wonder die cuts out. And they fit within those shape dies from the add-on die set. And so do the sentiments. The printable sentiments are going to work with that add-on die set, so you can die cut them out and fit them on the postal grid. Isn't that fun? Okay, so let's make some matte layers to go behind these images. I'm adding some turquoise and pink to this, just drawing out colors that are in those images. And I think that really helps like make it cohesive and bring everything together. Isn't that cute? It's so fun to mix and match the colors and the images on this postal grid. So, and you can turn things to the side, make it a little wonky if you like. I think it's really fun. Now, one thing I haven't really done is use the stamp set to make each of those images look like a stamp or look like they've kind of just been run through the mail, because there is a ton of images on here that you can do that with. So that's what I'm going to do. I've done a lot that don't feature this and are just really cute and feature the images. So we're going to go ahead and stamp right on here. Now, it makes me a little bit nervous, I'm not going to lie. However, this is a printable, so I can print out another one if, when I'm done, I absolutely hate it, right? So if you have an idea, you should totally try it and go for it. And having a printable makes it really easy. It's just paper, right? Yeah, so I am using special delivery. I use the one that's like a postal cancellation, and I'm going to stamp 25 cents there in the corner. Now, some of it gets lost, or it, takes away from the image a tiny bit, but really I think that it's so fun. And I'm going to add these kind of stamped over the top images to some of the other elements as well. So it's really going to bring it all together. And I like the touch of black on here because it brings out the black in the sentiment. It plays, good with that look. All right, so this one I thought went really well with the word fragile. Another thing that I like about doing this postal look is it doesn't have to be perfect. If you think about a canceled stamp on an envelope, sometimes it's real skippity. It's not perfectly stamped on there. So I like that look, and I think it's fun and playful. All right, so there we have them all stamped up. But before I could glue things down, I was going to dress up my sentiment a little bit. So I die cut out a piece of plain solid cardstock with the Easy Wonder die, and then you can cut these apart to create individual postal pieces like that. And this is going to fit my ice cream sentiment perfectly, and I can layer it over the postal grid just like that, line it up, and it's good to go. But before I did that, I felt like I wanted to add a little bit of color to this. I've done this on a lot of the other printable sentiments for my cards, and I really like the look. So I'm using some Kitsch Flamingo and a little blending brush just to dust the edge, and that's the same color or color family as the paper behind it, so it doesn't look too overwhelming. I also decided to do this panel only because when I die cut it, I got a little bit of a white edge at the top, so I wanted to make it a little bit more cohesive by adding a little ink. So I just went around the whole thing, and it kind of distresses it a little bit too, and I like that look. I did add 25 cents to this one also because that's my favorite stamp from the set. All right, now it is time to glue all the things together, but when your glue doesn't work, you need to pull out your handy dandy pin, and I had to share this with you because it has a cute charm on it that Lynn, who designed these dies, made for me, and I just love it. Now, if you want to see more about these dies, Lynn and I have actually done 2 live videos featuring this set where we use the dinosaurs and we use the ice cream time. Or not the dinosaurs, the dragons. I always do that. Dragons, cute dragons, and dinosaur time. I'm going to have those live videos linked for you in the description box below. So there's going to be a few videos for you to check out next if you're interested down there in the description box. Okay, this is a shaving cream panel that I made a while ago. I've saved it in my stash. I like to do that when I make backgrounds. I'll make a bunch and use them at another time. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm using my Emergency Card Essentials die set #1. This is available in the Trinity Stamp Shop, designed by another one of my friends, Sarah of Sassy's LLC, and this is going to cut out an A2 sized panel for me. And I like this die because on my shaving cream background, I can move that die around and find the exact spot I want to cut out, because a lot of this is going to be covered. So I wanted a lot of interest from this panel to be on the edges. I like the shaving cream background to go with ice cream. It just gives me that ice cream kind of vibe. So we have that ready to go, but I want to add a little element of fun to this using that add-on stencil, and it has this striped edge that you would see on like an international envelope. So we're not putting it on the envelope, we're putting it right on the card, and I'm going to use colors from my project. So some purple and some pink. This happens to be Wilted Violet Distress Oxide ink. I'm using a small blending brush to add this on. The brush, by the way, is something new coming to the Trinity Stamps shop soon. I was lucky enough to be able to use these at Creativation and demonstrate them for people. And so I have a few, just a couple, but they're coming soon. It's called the Shading Sidekick. Isn't that fun? All right, so I'm starting it with purple going all the way around, and then the second stencil I can easily layer with this and add in my second color, which will be the Kitsch Flamingo. So I didn't quite get this on the paper perfectly, but you know what? I went with it anyway. It's a handmade card, and once I put the top layer on, I just kept going. It ended up looking okay, so I didn't want to do it again. You see, it's just a little bit close to one side, but it's fine. The other thing I love about that rectangle die that I use to cut out my shaving cream paper is that it leaves an embossed edge. So it's a little bit fancy, a little bit more fancy than just a plain rectangle die or cutting it with a paper cutter. Okay, so I've glued that in place, and now it's time for embellishment. This heart mix, they're clay hearts with a white center, has turquoise and pink and purple. So it's going to be great for my project. So I'm using my pickup tool to pick those up and set them down on my dotted glue, and then I can use that tray to pour the excess back into the container. This whole thing is going onto an A2 size card base, which is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, scored at 4 1/4. So there you can see that embossed edge. It's so good. All right, so there's my card. You can see how quick and easy that is, right? But I also want to show you that you can continue to use your pieces in different ways. I'm using this one on the inside of my card. You don't have to use them on the postal grid. It just is so much fun and so easy to use. You can make it quick and easy, but you can also take your time, like the donut cards that I used at the beginning. I just put all kinds of stuff on there and had so much fun with it. So the choice is really up to you and how much time you have and really what you want to do with it. So let me bring in all of my ice cream time cards so you can see them. Again, I helped design this printable. I picked out the images. I picked out the papers to go with it. So I really hope that you like it. I have a link to LV Handcrafted so you can go check out all the printables that she has to offer, because the dragons and ice cream time are just a sampling of what she has. There's lots of different styles. She's going to have more that come out over time. And remember, the Easy Wonder Guide printable is free. Free for now. That could change, but make sure you get yours while you can. Okay, here's a look at all of the cards I've made so far with Easy Wonder die number 3, so you can get a nice look at each of them. If you want to see more of them rather than these little 3-second snippets, I will have them posted on my Facebook page so you can get a close-up look at them. And if you are new to my channel, I have paper crafting videos all the time similar to this one, card making and other cute things with paper. So feel free to subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, you can always let me know with a thumbs up or by sharing it with your friends. And I do have links to other videos with Easy Wonder die number 1 and 2. I will put those in the description box below, and there'll be a couple videos you can watch next at the end of this video. You can click on those and go right to them. Also, I will have the products linked for you. So if you want to check out these products, whether they're available to purchase now, or you can put in your email if they're being restocked, and they will let you know when they're in. So you can do either of those two things. But I also wanted to say that I appreciate you spending some of your time with me today, letting me share some of my favorite things with you, like the Easy Wonder die number 3. So thank you again, and let's chat in the comments below. If you have questions, if you'd like to tell me what you think, you can leave those there, and then we can chat about it. So thanks again. I will see you all again very soon with another paper crafting video. Until then, happy stamping. Bye.